Sperm counts in Western countries such as the USA have dropped more than 50% since the 1970s. We have lower testosterone levels than ever before in the history of humankind. They've been dropping 1% every year since the 1970s. We're at the point now where it's like 80% lower than it should be. And if we keep going at this trajectory, 1% every year declining as an average in our population, we're going to be at 0% by 2040. Now, this is a serious issue. Sperm quality, quantity going down, which means we cannot conceive and have fertile offspring. We cannot create love with a woman and create a beautiful life source energy with her because we are unable to produce this life source energy in this seed within us. And on top of that, we don't have that masculine vitality, drive, metabolism boosting benefits, and longevity boosting benefits from testosterone. So let's solve the issue, guys. The fun part about testosterone sperm quantity and quality is we can tap into some extravagant things. So in this video, we're going to be going into some crazy ways to boost your testosterone. They're actually quite mind-blowing. Hello friends, my name is Christian Van Camp, a holistic lifestyle and performance coach, biohacking hippie, and nature enthusiast. I love all things nature, and I hope you do too because, well, you are nature. And this right here is a form of nature, little Akira here. She's so sweet, my little baby kitten. But anyways, what we're going to be tapping into today, let's jump into it. Some uncommon ways you can up-level your testosterone, your masculine vitality. These are mind-blowing hacks per se. And so number one here is semen retention. I'm sure you've heard about it. Retaining your seed, not ejaculating all the time every day. I used to be that guy that was getting it off alone in bed, watching pornography, doing this 3, 4, 5 times, even 7 times a week on average, right? This is not good, guys. This is not good at all. Just think ancestrally. Would we be able to have those times while we're trying to survive and thrive with our family and killing, and when I say killing, I mean like hunting and getting animals and trying to survive, quite literally, would we be able to just nut all the time? No! We wouldn't. We wouldn't even have the energy to do so. Now we're just spoiled with this luxury of opening up a screen and watching someone else get it off and have a good time. It's really strange, guys. Think about what pornography is doing to your brain. It's destroying your brain, and it's making you look at things differently in life. So that's number one, is get rid of the pornography. That's not good for you. Let's talk about some science real quick on semen retention, the power of it. Because I know a lot of you guys are like, that's bullshit, that's some new age crap. No, it's not. It's been around for thousands and thousands of years. The Taoists have been big on it. There's this study that came out that was really wild, and I'll pin this in the notes below. But basically, one group was watching or observing sex, which is basically pornography. They were watching pornography, and they had slight increases in testosterone from watching it, about 10%. However, another group that was studied, they had sex, and they tested all these. They did the biomarkers for it, tested out their blood levels of testosterone, and it increased by having sex 70%. Watching porn 10%, sex 70% increase. Wild. Now, I'm not saying watch porn to get a little 10% boost. Please don't. It's not going to increase it all that much. There's better ways to do it. So when we ejaculate, when we release our semen from our body, we are increasing prolactin. This hormone increases our refractory period. So basically, the period at which we can't have sex or get off again. That's a big problem because then we have to start producing by our testicles, which produce over 90% of our sperm, about 97%. We have to have those testicles working again. So it delays our ability to bring in that energy. So prolactin elevates, basically suppressing testosterone. One way to increase your testosterone tremendously, the best way, is by having sex and not getting off. You're getting a double whammy there, right? So you're having sex and not ejaculating. Now this is very challenging to do. I know you have to train this. You have to breathe through it, right? But sex without ejaculation for a week or more will increase your testosterone by 400%. The moral of the story here is that sex increases testosterone. On top of that, abstinence increases testosterone. You stack them together, you're in a good place. So it doesn't mean you keep going forever and ever and just, go a whole year or 30 days without coming. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying here is that you can tap into your highest level of masculine vitality by not coming more than once a week. That's a good metric I like to follow, not coming more than once a week. So the Taoist way, age in years, okay, you can do, let's say you're a 30-year-old man, age in years, minus 7 divided by 4. So you're a 30-year-old man minus 7 years old, so then it'll be 23 divided by 4. That's how many days in between each ejaculation you should focus on. It's a Taoist way. They had that for many, many years. Now, it's not grounded in true science, but it's a good way to go about moving forward with ejaculation. So check that out, do that math, and practice semen retention. That's a good way to up-level your sperm quantity, quality, and testosterone. Number 2 is not leaving your phone in your pocket right next to your gonads in that front pocket. I've been a victim of this. I'm not even a victim. I've done this for a long time. I've put myself in that victim mentality by putting it there all the time. So I've changed it up. I'm no longer doing that. Now, it's not, the reason this is a big issue is the radiation first coming from your phone and also the heat emitted from your phone. It's a battery in your pocket. So this heat causes issues with sperm quantity, motility, and production. So overall, if it's right next to the nuts all the time, it's warming it up. Big issue right there. Smartphones are not going anywhere. I'm not saying throw your smartphone out the window and just don't use it again. What I'm saying, how do we work with that? How do we navigate with the real world? Because we're going to be carrying our phones around with us, right? I personally do all the time. I'm on my phone and my business is on my phone, right? So the thing is, even if you put it on airplane mode, it still can be an issue. Now, I do recommend doing that. Put it on airplane mode, disconnect from the cellular signal. That will decrease the radiation coming from it. In general, you can't really avoid the heat aspect of it, unless you do some good things, which is number 3. Keep your nuts cold to boost your testosterone and sperm quantity. It's really wild, guys. Keep your nuts cold. So an issue with our nuts, if they are warm all the time, it actually kills our sperm. So that's why doing sauna excessively can be an issue. Another thing is if you're wearing some tight briefs, especially with polyester, that should be number 4, to be honest. If I added another one, stop wearing polyester underwear. There's some studies on that. Just look it up. Plastic on your balls, please don't. Polyester is really synthetic and not good for us. So get some organic cotton underwear. That's really great. You can find that on my website, by the way. It's pinned on there. But all that being said, keep your nuts cold to boost your testosterone. Ice pack underwear is actually a thing. You can look it up on Amazon. It's pretty funny. They're designing this stuff where you can put ice packs on your nuts all day. I'm sure it's pretty effective. I might get some, but the underwear has to be organic cotton, right? Now, I haven't found any controlled studies saying this really works and is super grounded in science that keeping your nuts cold boosts your testosterone and sperm. But based on what I know about the nervous system, hormones, cold exposure, I can certainly say that ice baths and cold showers are great ways to up-level your testosterone. Dopamine and testosterone go up at a linear thing. So if you have a high amount of dopamine from certain things like cold exposure, going in an ice bath, massive increase in dopamine. There's over a 250% increase in dopamine. If we can increase that and adrenaline, norepinephrine, and epinephrine after cold exposure, it can increase your luteinizing hormone, LH, luteinizing hormone. It's basically like a manufacturer of either estrogen or testosterone. But it can increase testosterone immensely. If you are already higher in testosterone, it will increase that testosterone versus the estrogen. So cold exposure, massive increase in dopamine, massive increase in epinephrine, norepinephrine, which can rise luteinizing hormone, which can rise your testosterone. That's what I know based on the mechanisms, and I highly recommend looking into that. Cold is vasoconstricting. So basically, it tightens up your blood vessels, right? So you're drawing on that blood to your organs to protect yourself. So if you do an ice bath or a cold shower directly on the nuts, it's constricting that blood. When you get out, it vasodilates and dumps a ton of nitric oxide and blood flow to it, expanding the blood vessels, which can increase testosterone and your sperm quantity and quality. Highly recommend looking into cold exposure, and if you can't get super access to it, just put an ice pack in your nuts when you're working at your desk. These are some 3 incredible, wild, mind-blowing ways you can boost your testosterone and sperm quantity. I hope you got some benefit out of this. Check it out. Semen retention, guys. Try not to come more than once a week. It's going to be helpful. On top of that, don't leave your phone in your pocket all the time due to the radiation and the heat coming from the phone, which is not favorable for the nuts. So instead, get it cold. Practice cold exposure and keep those nuts cold. If you got some benefit, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss a beat on future videos coming out. Just about every week I come out with a savvy video on all things health and wellness and vitality and natural healing. Please share this with anyone too that can benefit from this. Any of your friends that would surely get a crack out of some of these overall testosterone boosters. Sorry, I just had to. She was in that position. But all right, guys, peace and love from above. I'll see you on the other side.